This was started on Kickstarter. Again, this is Chilla's Kickstarter edition of it, the red one here. I did, that's all he had. It was a little bit bigger, kind of comparative. I have a Series 8 Apple Watch, for instance, so you can see what the sizing is if you're with us on video there. But it was e-ink. It lasted for, I think, the better part of a week, if I recall, as far as battery goes, which was really nice. You could kind of wear it all the time. You got your text messages. It had to synchronize with an app on your iPhone or your Android. And I'm trying to remember if it looks like there's maybe some fitness tracking in this black one here with a little bit of a sensor on the back, like you would see on the back of an iPhone. This was like, my wife had one, I had one. And we really we upgraded from that Kickstarter edition when they were updating, at least until the next version. They had color editions that were out eventually, round editions that were up, and eventually this company did get purchased by Fitbit, which then got purchased by Google. But the very cool thing that kind of goes along with this is if you do have these or happen to find one or can replace the battery in something like this, they do survive these days, and they are still a nice, e-ink kind of thing. And especially if you have some of the newer ones that they were putting out towards the end of the life there. And as I'm going through that, I was looking at, there is a community. We've always heard about the community that kind of gets us to survive. A lot of the source code is actually on GitHub. You can kind of build an app into this. Obviously, it's a little bit easier on Android. So there were several aspects to this that I was playing with today to try to get these work. And the scary word came up that everybody here that has an iPhone probably, brings in their ears: side loading. Turns out side loading is a lot easier than it used to be, guys. It's, thanks to like developer modes and things like that. So I pulled that up and I was going through, and again, I linked these over here under the story. And we'll talk about the latest news on this in a moment. So if you're interested in getting the old Pebbles working again on your phone, there is a site called rebel.io. Again, Pebble, Rebel. Spell it that way. Nope, that's Dave. There we go. So it'll actually go through the Rebel web services is kind of their GitHub kind of thing to work through it. They created the Rebel web services to kind of take place of the web services that would make the Pebble work in that case. And in order to get into it, you do have to go through a setup guide, which does include downloading the IPA file on an iPhone. And again, there's a version of this for the Android as well. Unfortunately, some of the features are kind of hit and miss because of the way that the iPhones are set up with things. But if you go in here, it shows you where to get those